I'd rather cut it later than cut it now and have regret. Can you say that again?
Good afternoon, people.
So cute.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. Now, if you'll notice, it is the farm life in her natural habitat. In the kitchen, doing something food related.
You Steve Irwin?
Crikey!
It's my wife!
It's my wife!
Cooking again!
Okay, you're not doing anything interesting, so.
I'm straining bacon grease.
Straining bacon grease. Hey, the struggle is real.
See, bacon grease is good cooking.
It is good cooking, makes great potatoes.
It does.
Alright, well, I'll leave you in the bacon grease alone. I'm gonna go play outside in the greenhouse.
Okay, do it.
Alright, it feels like a little bit of a break happened, which actually, yeah, it did. We had a busy day yesterday, and I ended up, by the time I got home after running errands, as you can see the wood sticking out of the back of the truck, there was like no time left in the day. I had to run a million places yesterday. It's just one of those days. By the time I finally got back, it was dinner time, and it was just like, I was kind of having a frustrating day, and finally got back and I was like, I'm not filming today. If I film, it's just gonna be all grumpy. So I elected not to. All right, on to business. So I am going to tackle building the end wall for this greenhouse. I bought enough wood to really do one end wall because I'm not positive how I want to do both of them. I know I want a French door in here so I can get like the big wagon in here if I need to. I went to our Habitat for Humanity restore yesterday to see if I could find like a, I don't know, like a storm door or just some sort of glass door. I found one and it was pretty beat up. So I think today I'm just gonna play around with maybe just building the doors for this thing. So with all that, I need to build the end walls. The end walls, if we bought the end walls for this thing, they were almost as much as the entire greenhouse. I went and picked up some lumber. I'm gonna start grabbing tools. Since I'm working on this today, I'm actually gonna cut the plastic. That way I don't have to trip over all of this and fight it. Should be a fun day. I feel better about that just in the short term because I kind of like it being in one piece right now. So I can build the sides, the end wall, and then just flip that back over the top and do my stapling or whatever I'm gonna do. I don't really have a whole lot of that wiggle wire channel that holds it in on the ends, but I feel a lot better about this. I'd rather cut it later than cut it now and have regret. In a minute, tool belt, how messy you are, but how perfectly tooled up you are for what I need. A lot of good times with that tool belt. Now that I'm finally set up, got the tools down here I didn't have to bring the saw, but like the saw was already set up in the barn, but I figured I'd just bring it, that way I don't have to take every single piece down to the barn to cut it. So, I'm actually going to pull up a few pictures that I've collected, figure out exactly how I want to make this. So, I'll be back shortly. Just take the shortest of breaks and the sun starts coming out. It's so nice and gloomy and cloudy. I was like, yes, this will be a great day to do this. And then the sun comes out and it gets like, 90 degrees. All right, so I am gonna do a double door. I think I'm gonna shift it off to one side. I'm not gonna put it dead center. I don't know, see, this is all stuff. I'm just figuring this out as I go along. Nothing's set in stone. I'm literally building it to suit my needs. This little bed where this tree is, I might still rip it out I might leave it. That remains to be seen, but I think if I put the double door just off a little bit, I can leave it there. I kind of like having this little bed here, and it's not really going to interfere with anything in the greenhouse. All right, I'm going to set this camera up on a time lapse and just get a cutting and a screwing and see what I come up with.
Alrighty, while Ben is outside doing what he's doing today, we are going to tackle the things that have needed to be done that have just been put on the back burner and sitting aside while I've been sick and not doing much of anything. It's kind of been like organized chaos lately. So, I have a box of bananas that I still, if you guys remember, we got two boxes of bananas 2 weeks ago, something like that. And we did a lot of processing. We got a bunch in the dehydrator and dehydrated, and then I put some in the freezer, like halves in the freezer for like smoothies and stuff. And now we're gonna get the rest of these processed. They're good and soft and sweet and all that and smushy, and get them processed for like banana bread and stuff. So what I'm gonna do, Jack's gonna take the skins off, and I'm gonna smash them in like 4 banana increments. That seems to be right for the measurements for what I use them for. And then I'll put them in Ziploc bags, freeze them flat, and then they'll just be ready to go for when we make banana bread or muffins or anything like that. So we're gonna get started on that, and hopefully we can get through this box today. Alrighty, we got about 2.5 dozen bags done and ready for the freezer. We have a little bit of bananas left, but they're on the really mushy side, so they're just gonna go to the pigs, and we will make bacon out of them. So, thank you, Jack. I appreciate your help. And we're gonna take the baby, who very much wants to go outside and go see what Daddy's doing.
All right, I've got the trickiest part done, I'm pretty sure. Now I'm gonna actually plant end posts that the door is gonna be hung on. I'm gonna actually just dig a hole, stick those in the ground. Those are pressure treated. Basically, my uprights will get connected. That's the most involved. And then, trying to follow that arch, that was kind of tricky. But then I'll frame out for the vent, and then the door will be framed out. Like, I'm almost done. I'm gonna go have lunch real quick and I'll get back to it. Alright, so I'm most of the way there. Should have just bought 2x4s. I'm most of the way there, and I've got one board left. I'm gonna go dig around in the barn, see if I've got anything I can use. but it looks like I've got to go run and get just a couple more boards, which is fine. I wasn't sure how much I would need, so I grabbed 8 boards. It's like, yeah, that'll get me close. And it just about got me all the way there. Some of them I had to rip down and make 2x4s. Probably should have bought half and half. Probably could have done the whole thing in 2x4s. I just wanted it a little more beefy because I knew there was going to be a big door. I've got to add a little bit more to stiffen up where the doors are going to be hinging from. But that's not a big deal. I think I've got one more piece, this last board. I'm going to put it in. That'll basically be the start of my header for the door, and then I won't have enough to frame out for the vent. But we got pretty close. I can smell dinner. It smells pretty good. I'm getting pretty hungry, so I guess I'll pick this up later. Well, it smells amazing in here. Ah, good old peppers and onions.
Making some nostril magic.
It's the all you have to do. You have no idea what you're cooking for dinner. This is what Rinda said.
Yes.
She's like, you just need to throw some onions in a pan, start frying them up. Right when your husband gets home, and he's like, oh my gosh, it smells amazing. Yeah, it does. I don't know what I'm cooking, but
figured out as you go along.
It smells really good, and I was kind of at a stopping point, so I
Right.
figured I'd come in.
Yep, just waiting on.
Smell what you're cooking.
Yeah, it's waiting on fish.
Waiting on fish. Ooh. Ooh, that'd be
Sweet
good.
potatoes and that and rice.
I approve. That sounds great.
Good.
So I've got to go to Lowe's.
Okay.
And get a couple more pieces of lumber. I think I'll actually do it tonight.
Do it.
I'll eat first.
Okay, that's probably a good idea. It's not quite as bad as going to the grocery store hungry, but
No.
it's probably similar.
By the time, like, it's gonna be a minimum of an hour.
Yeah, oh yeah.
No matter if the store is busy or what.
Right.
It's just, that's how it is. Anytime I leave, it's a minimum of an hour.
Yeah.
So.
I'll feed you and send you out into the wilderness.
Or Lowe's.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Wilderness.
So, you pulled those out and I couldn't figure out what the heck that was.
They're sweet potatoes.
So, we're trying them with the skins on?
Yeah.
See if we can eat them?
I mean,
There's
I've
actually probably like 80% of the nutrition is in the skin.
There is. I've eaten them with the skins on, but generally most everybody else gets all.
There's skin on my food!
Yeah, so usually I peel it, but they were so tiny I was not going to skin them.
That's alright. That's a great use for all those teeny tiny, like, itty bitty
Fingerling.
fingerling. Honestly, it kind of looks like weird carrots.
It does look like really good.
Alright, fish is out.
Yeah, I overcooked it just a little bit, but
That's alright. It looks delicious.
there's some butter on it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that won't be very bad to have butter ladled onto the fish.
Oh, it smells good.
That does smell really good.
All right, mister, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Already in foil.
Are you on ahead? Hi. You like you some fish?
So, she's kind of a picky eater. Not super picky. She just doesn't eat big meals. She's more of a snacker. But as we discovered, a few months ago, she will sit and clean her plate for fish. She loves fish. Huh?
Do you like fish? She asked for seconds, and when I took her plate to get her second, she goes, a lot.
All right. Even though everybody's still eating, I am actually going to wrap it up right here. We discussed. I'm gonna run to Lowe's after dinner, and by the time I get back, I will have no daylight, but I'll have wood for in the morning when I start. So, it's just how it works.
Yep.
At least I'll have a baseline for the other side. We haven't got the vent for the other side yet. Once we order the vent and get the vent, then I'll have a list of materials, and I can do the same thing on the other side. So, all right, that's gonna do it for us for today. So we will catch you guys on the next one.
Bye.